for the people. That's the main problem right now in our society. No one's taking initiative to build systems and industries for our people to patronize, for our people to get jobs in.
You say that making it Lantawood is about creating a new movie industry in Georgia. Doesn't Georgia already have a vibrant black movie industry?
Who said Georgia has a black movie industry? Hollywood came to Georgia because of the tremendous opportunities that the state of Georgia offers as per tax incentives. Because of the cultural heritage of Atlanta, Atlanta is full of people from all around the world and black people, a lot of black people.
Exactly, right.
So because of Hollywood coming to Georgia and Atlanta basically being a black city, a multicultural city with a lot of black people.
Yes.
The black people moved to Atlanta to take advantage of the film industry. As they arrived in Atlanta, there's this embracing of this industry and calling it a black movie industry, especially by black people. But the interesting thing is this: have you ever looked at it from the point of view of a white person? When I see the fact that most of the people that look like me are standing at the gate doing catering or security, I don't think so.
So why then?
When you say black Hollywood, what do you really mean? Are you talking about like a knockdown version of Hollywood?
Yeah, it's just a, and it could be just a saying, you know how the hip hop generation got started here, and they, it became the hip hop capital. It's just
the truth
a moniker.
The truth is this, and read my lips: they cannot be a black Hollywood because there's not a white Hollywood. Hollywood is Hollywood. And whoever holds the key can be white or black. The only problem is that we know that in Hollywood, most of the people that hold the key are not black. That should not be a problem, because we have to give credit to where credit is due. Some people put the effort in to develop that industry.
True.
Because of the power that they understood the industry could have.
Why then do we need Lantawood instead of finding ways to urge Hollywood to offer more opportunities to blacks and minorities in Georgia? What will this industry offer that Hollywood is not already offering on a big time scale?
Georgia offers Hollywood tax rebates. Hollywood comes to Georgia. They create their product cheaply. They barely hire the indigenous people. They really don't create serious infrastructure in Georgia except studios.
Yeah.
So when we consider the impact of what they're doing,
yes,
it really is not very difficult to beat them.
What's up, Mark?
It's not difficult to get to that level. So the difference in what Lantawood brings to the picture is power. Lantawood gives the people of Georgia the power to control the things that the industry has the ability to control.
So based upon that, do you think what your difference? What would Lantawood do differently than what you're explaining here from the other side of the fence? What would Lantawood do?
Lantawood, being the industry of the people of Georgia, will promote the values of the people of Georgia, not my values, but the values of the people of Georgia. So you have to think about what are the values of the people of Georgia. That's what Lantawood will promote, because Lantawood is the industry for the people of Georgia, so that they don't have to wait for Hollywood to give them opportunities. Okay. Georgia has an abundance of talent and a deficit of opportunity. Lantawood is the catalyst that will solve that problem.
How do you feel about John Singleton, Spike Lee, and Tyler Perry? And do you think Lantawood will ever offer black producers such high profile opportunities such as those companies has?
These are very talented people in the industry. And they have been able to utilize their talent, turn their talent into money. The most important thing is that the system called Hollywood is what opportuned them to be able to turn their talent into money. There are hundreds of John Singletons in our neighborhoods.
I agree.
There are hundreds of Tyler Perrys in our neighborhoods. There are hundreds of Spike Lees in our neighborhoods. But we do not have the simple infrastructure to turn their talent into money.
And that's what
Lantawood is about.
Fantastic, fantastic. I think that's absolutely fantastic. I like that. I really like that. That's the way it should be.
You see, it's like if you had a son that said, "Daddy, I want to be a mechanic," in Atlanta, you would be able from the beginning to see a career for your son, right? Okay. If your son said, "Daddy, I want to be a rapper, a singer," it's kind of like a bleak future. I want to be a filmmaker. It's kind of like a bleak future, because it's like there's no laid out format of becoming that. The simple reason is because we do not have an industry. So we have to write scripts and create stories in a certain way to fit the standard of another industry that we might not even be able to afford.
Is it that we may not be able to afford them, or is it because of some type of racist type of mentality that's maybe keeping us away from that industry in terms of on certain levels, which we can't even get to the beginning to get into the doors?
I don't see racism.
Okay.
Especially the way most people see it.
Okay.
In fact, if I tell you that, if I look at my life and my history and my vision and my quest for Lantawood, the most racist people towards me are people in our neighborhood. I've never had a white person tell me to go back to Africa.
I got you.
But I have black people that look like me that tell me to go back to Africa.
So let me ask you this, Namso. Over the past weeks or so, President Trump has been referred to as a racist and supporting white supremacy in America. Do you think he's a racist, or do you think that his rhetoric supports white supremacy?
Do you acknowledge white supremacy?
I know it's there. We can't even.
So when you say you know it's there, what you're saying is that you know that white people are supreme to you?
No, I know the act of white supremacy and the dangers of it in this country.
Right. No, I don't think he's a racist, but I do see that he speaks things the way he feels. And sometimes he's not sensitive to racial feelings. He's not sensitive to how people feel. So the truth is that living in America, growing up in America, And also having the opportunity of growing up in Africa, being able to blend both lives together, I've realized that every human being has a certain degree of racism in them. Every human being has a certain degree of racism in them. Because when you look at the definition of racism, it's to believe that you are better than somebody else. And the problem is this: even parents tell their kids that they're better. So even between black people, we're racist against each other. And it's so crazy that we are so quick to throw that name, oh, he's a racist, he's a racist, he's a racist. I look at it like this: we all have a degree of racism in us.
But so to bring that back on a more local level, or more into where we are here. So how do you think African Americans, especially in urban communities like Baltimore, what do you think they should react? How do you think they should react to such rhetoric that is coming out of the mouth of the president?
They should be happy.
I mean, just the rhetoric itself.
They should be happy that they have a president that will call a spade a spade. They should listen to the president. They should not consider the tone or the temperature of his words, but the facts, the realness of the word. How is their community? Do they have rat infestation? Are they living right? And if they're not living right, the president says he's been sending money there. They need to find out where the money's at.
I agree.
We shouldn't be worried about how the president said it. If it's a rat hole, it's a rat hole.
So you truly believe that Lantawood is going to be one of those institutions to solve all the black problems of the urban America? And what about Africa? Why are you not doing this there instead of here? And don't they need more help in Africa?
Africa needs help, yes. But the question is, what type of help? If you watch the movie Black Panther, a lot of truth was in that movie. Africa has vibranium. The problem is years of colonization and slavery has twisted the mentality of the average African. Your question, why don't I go there to do Lantawood since they need help and since I believe that Lantawood is so powerful?
Yes.
That's what you're asking me.
Exactly.
I did go there. I went there and spent 15 years there. The most incredible thing that happened there was that I realized that they did have vibranium. And by vibranium, I mean natural resources.
Okay.
But I also realized that the average African was getting its stimulus from America.
Okay.
And after 15 years of being involved in the movie industry in Nigeria, in Nollywood, which rose to becoming the second largest movie industry in the world,
Right.
I came back to America with the knowledge of Nollywood.
Okay.
But most importantly, it was like being able to go in a time warp where I went and saw things. I saw how the African is trying to adopt the way of urban America. So if we want to change Africa, and the African is trying to be like the urban American, it makes more sense to put our effort in urban America. Because urban America is the blueprint that Africa is following.
It's beautiful. So, Mr. Namso, as you grow in Lantawood, where are you at now in the development process?